Okay, so this is a Halo 3 modding 101 series. Episode 1, we're going to go structure. So I'm assuming you've managed to find and install everything. If not, well, you need to do more research. And if you are having all these things ready to go and you want to get started and you don't know where to, first things first, just a couple of things you should know. So make backups of your .maps. This is under your MCC download and under Steam. Seriously, because like if you screw up anything, you're gonna have to re-download the entire game from Steam. Takes a long time, a lot of data, not worth it. Just make a backup folder, label it, be tidy. It goes a long way. Also, if Guerilla or Sapien, so say for example now you've opened Guerilla or Sapien and you're trying to open something and it's telling you to set your working directory, you have to make sure that you extract both the data and tag folders in your H3EK installation, and then make sure your tag folder isn't inside another tag folder. So what that means kind of is like when you go into File Explorer on Windows, you should have your path. That would take you, mine for example is program files x86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, H3EK, and then under that you should have your extracted tags folder. And sometimes what happens is after you extract, one second, pardon me, sometimes what happens is after you extract your tags folder, it will give you a tag folder with another tag folder inside of it, and this kind of doubling up is going to give you issues. So to clarify, it's okay to keep your your non-extracted tags folder. I like to keep it as a backup just in case I screw up a tag or something and need to delete it and then re-extract that one tag or copy it from the kind of like base file. But if your extracted folder has like, if you double click tags and then you just see a folder inside that folder that says tags, you want to get rid of one. So probably get rid of this one because this one is just like empty. And then that should make sure that your file goes path, and then it should just go to tags and then stuff. Otherwise it doesn't know where to look. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's talk about structure. So, one second. Okay, so this is what it kind of looks like, and it looks like a lot is going on here, and you would be correct. And what I'm going to do is just try and break this down a little bit. So, first things first. On the left, we have Sapien. Where is it? Let me draw larger. Oh, well, whatever. Anyways, over here we have Sapien. And so what Sapien is where you can actually have the level open. It's kind of like super advanced Forge because you can place like spawn points and stuff. This is more so for editing maps. So for example, like this is in a multiplayer map, but say if, for example, this was campaign, you can set where vehicles spawn, you can just kind of like place things where they go. Sapien is kind of its own beast that I'm still learning, so I'm just going to go over to Guerilla. Sapien is something that I would rather do and I will do a video on how it exactly works. It's hard to describe unless you're actually seeing it, but Guerilla is a little bit easier to understand, especially if you have previous experience with, assembly. Basically, how it works is you have on your left-hand side, you have, one second. Let's see. Okay, sure, we'll stick with that. Just trying to find the best way to show you things. Okay, so on the left, you'll see that there's kind of like a folder and file structure. So this is how everything is organized. You can see there's like a lot of different windows open here. You have weird kind of like file names, bitmaps, shaders, scenarios, scenario light maps, all this kind of stuff. And it can look pretty intimidating, but in all honesty, don't worry too much because the basics of it aren't really too hard. Here's another screenshot like that kind of shows you that you don't have to have all those things open at once. And you know, it's what I'm just trying to show you here is like there's a lot, but honestly, you don't need to worry about too much if you're doing simple things. Yeah, don't panic. It's going to be okay. But what I'm just trying to show you here is the kind of just the overall structure. So there's folders and then there's files. Now, to kind of like give you a better idea of what that looks like, I have here, there we go. There we go. I have an example here just to kind of show you how tags are, how tags work. So for example, you know the rocket launcher from Halo. What is, what does the rocket launcher do? Well, most importantly, it shoots a projectile. And what does that projectile do? Well, it does damage. So the thing that you can do here is every kind of like object has subfolders. So these would be, the rocket launcher would be one. Like for example, this would be the weapon tag, and then there would be a projectile tag, a damage tag, and then there's all kinds of subtags. So what you can do is, say for example, you wanted the rocket launcher to, you don't want it to have the normal rocket launcher projectile. You want it to have a projectile, but you want it to actually use the projectile from the sniper rifle. You can do that by just going into the weapon tag and changing over the projectile. But the thing is now, when you have the rocket launcher use the sniper projectile, the sniper projectile is going to use that one's damage tag. But you can, even reverse this and have the sniper use the rocket launcher projectile, and this will become more clear as I actually do a walkthrough. But this is just really trying to get you used to the structure and how to think in mod tools. So I'm just gonna try and keep it simple going on from here, and just kind of show you, and I know this is looking kind of crazy, but bear with me. The rocket launcher has, the rocket launcher, the projectile, and the damage, they all have properties about them that you can edit. The rocket launcher and the projectile also have models, and these things have shaders, sound effects, visual effects, particles, decals, lights, all kinds of things. And these are mostly kind of plug and play when it comes down to it, and are really easy to edit numerically. But just to kind of get your head used to the idea that, these things kind of get connected in a web, and it's not as simple as going into the rocket launcher and being like, this is what it's going to do, because oftentimes, the particle effect for, that the rocket launcher uses when it, the rocket detonates, is going to be used between, multiple weapons. So it doesn't make sense to have to go into the just a rocket launcher to change that, because the game is going to reference it from multiple places. So yeah, that's where I'm going to end this one for now. My next video is just going to be kind of a bit more of a display, just kind of going a bit more into what this means. And yeah, so thanks for watching.